With the return of Steve Jobs in 1997, Apple released its most famous marketing campaign of all time. Think Different campaign created by the Los Angeles office of advertising agency TBWA brought Apple back into the tech game and in a span of 2 years raised their capital from 1.6 to 15.6 billion. It all started in 1997 as Apple was struggling to keep up with its competitors. Apple was losing market shares to companies like Microsoft and IBM. Apple's stock continued to slide, hitting a new 12-year low. While Jobs, who left Apple in 1985, was running a technology company by the name of Next, which produced high-end workstation computers with a focus on education and business markets. While Next did not achieve commercial success, it laid the groundwork for Steve's return to Apple in 1997. Upon his return, Steve and his creative team got to work on their advertising strategies as their marketing tactics just weren't up to the standards of the company. Apple, at the time of Jobs' return, was running more than 25 different advertising campaigns, which were poorly coordinated. These campaigns failed to appeal to consumers, and hence Apple's advertising company during this period, BBDO, was replaced with TBWA. Jobs wanted to change the way Apple was perceived by consumers and the technology industry. So Rob Sultanen and Lee Clow, with their creative team at TBWA, came up with a script for a new campaign. Meanwhile, Craig Tanimoto, an art director at TBWA, began sketching and brainstorming ideas for his agency to help Apple get out of the low they were in. As Tanimoto said in an interview with Jonathan Littman, Apple was in trouble, big time. They had only 90 days of money left. Tanimoto began doodling Apple logos next to animated characters of Gandhi and Edison with the slogan, "Think Different," which he kept to himself until the agency staff got together to discuss ideas before presenting them to Steve Jobs. Keeping the grammar part in mind, Tanimoto was asked by Clow, shouldn't it be "Think Differently," to which he politely declined. With that being done, Clow and Rob pitched the idea to Steve, who was a bit hesitant at first, saying, "This is great, but I can't do this. People already think I'm an egotist, and putting the Apple logo up there with all these geniuses will get me skewered by the press." After being a bit hesitant, Steve Jobs said, "This is the right thing to do, let's do it." The script had a few drawbacks, which were edited by Ken Segel and voiced by Richard Dreyfuss. Hence, ready to release. On September 28, 1997, began the campaign that no doubt put Apple back on track, competing with the likes of Microsoft and IBM. In the following year, after the launch of the campaign, Apple's revenue increased by 24% and the company returned to profitability after several losses. With this campaign, Apple established itself as a company that wasn't just only a technology provider, but a brand that stood for something larger than just its products. Featuring iconic figures such as Mahatma Gandhi, Albert Einstein, Martin Luther King Jr., Pablo Picasso, and Amelia Earhart, they celebrated the spirit of creativity and innovation that Apple saw in itself and its customers. The campaign helped inspire a generation of people to think differently and pursue their own creative and innovative endeavors. That's it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to hit the like button and subscribe Corporality Global for more such entertaining videos.